Okay, here we go.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being on tonight. I'm really excited for you all to hear what our guest speakers have to share. So we're going to kind of just jump right into it, and both of our guest speakers are going to speak, and they're going to share their health story with Plexus and the products they use and love and why they love them. And then after they speak, I'm going to explain the science behind our gut health combo. It's called the triplex, and I am obsessed with the science behind it and would love for you all to learn about it. So I'm going to share the science behind it, how it works very briefly after they speak. So, all right. So I guess we'll have Mandy kick it off and share her story. So take it away, Mandy.
Hey everybody, I'm Mandy. A little about me. I've been a nurse for about 7 years, a health coach for the past 2 years, and also a Plexus user for about the last 5 years. And I'll just kind of start from the beginning. So I grew up in the 90s when everybody was like preached that you had to be skinny to be loved and accepted. And I just remember I was always the kid that needed special pants. Like my butt was big and the pants never fit me. I needed special pants for Little League and special pants for volleyball, and, there was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't a big kid or anything. Just for whatever reason, they didn't make pants that fit my body type. And that kind of started me on my track of chronic dieting and exercising. And I remember I was always active and it got me interested in the health and fitness and stuff. And then fast forward, I was just kind of living my life. Um, I was always on some kind of diet
Somehow he
and
did. Somehow broke
always
that entire butt.
trying something new, whatever was the latest thing, I was trying it. And that's just kind of how I lived my life. I'd go from one diet to the next, trying the newest thing, whatever was going on at the time, I would try it. And I always lost like 10 pounds, and then I'd kind of like gain the weight back, and then over the years I kind of put on a little bit of weight. And then where my story really begins is whenever I had kids. So I had my daughter, and when I was pregnant with her, I really took the whole eating for two thing to the bank because I was eating everything. I didn't keep track of anything. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't doing anything that I really should have been doing. And I really packed on the pounds. So I was about 140, 150, and I went the whole way up to 220 pounds. And even after I had my daughter, I stayed there. And I was just like a hot mess mom. I didn't have any energy. I was drinking 6 or 7 cups of coffee a day filled with sugar. They call it the cookie in the cup. That's what I was drinking. I wasn't eating right. And the one thing I did do was I would go for walks. But when you're consuming that much junk, it doesn't make much of a difference. So I was really feeling down on myself, and of course, I knew the things that I should be doing. Everyone knows diet and exercise, right? Everybody knows that. But it doesn't work. Who does it work for? It doesn't work for anybody. You see short-term effects, but nothing sustaining. So I was looking around for the next thing to try, and a friend introduced me to Plexus. She invited me to an event that they were having, and I was like, what the heck? It's the next thing to try. So I signed up, tried it, and at first, it really, like, I didn't really change too much of what I was doing. Showed up, I started drinking this pink drink, um, taking some of the other supplements. And I didn't really notice anything at first, except for like, a day or two later, I noticed I wasn't craving my daily Oreos that I needed. And eventually, I remember the first month I'd lost like 10 pounds. I was like, what? That can't be right. And then I was like, well, maybe this stuff's doing something. So, I kept using it. And eventually I did lose weight. And the best part was I was starting to feel better. So I was motivated to do other things that I should be doing, like going out for walks, going further, drinking more water. And before you know it, it's like 5 years from now, and I'm feeling fantastic. But yeah, so one thing I would have to say about this is if you haven't tried it, you have nothing to lose. I've tried everything, and this is the only thing that's worked for me and actually sustained weight loss. I ended up losing 70 pounds after my daughter, and then I used Plexus through the pregnancy of my son, which was fantastic because I didn't have any of the nausea or the other things that go along with pregnancy. It was a totally different experience. And I know it was because of the Slim, because it helps to balance things. And it got rid of my nausea. It was like the best experience with the pregnancy. I wish I would have known sooner. But yeah, after I had my son and then I needed to lose the baby weight, lost the baby weight, it was a lot easier and I saw quick results. The best part is I've kept the weight off. It's been what, my kids are 4 and 6 now, and I haven't gained any of that weight back. I lost 70 pounds, I kept it off. And that's never happened to me before. I would always lose like 10 pounds and then gain it back. And I think one of the large reasons is that Plexus helps to build habits. So, you know, a lot of things, this is really getting me mad in the news, the new thing with the whole diabetic medications for weight loss. It's a hot topic. But the thing is, that's all you're getting is a prescription. With Plexus, you're going to build healthy habits. And in addition to that, you have a whole community of people that are also looking to get healthy. So there's a lot to offer, you know, if you decide to try this. But anyway, that's kind of my story. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I'll hand it back over to Amy.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Mandy. I have known you through pretty much your whole Plexus journey. And I remember when you were pregnant with your son, it was just an amazing, easy pregnancy. Kept thinking, wow, I want to have a Plexus baby. And then right after you had him, you were like back to your regular size. It was so awesome. So anyways, thank you so much for sharing, Mandy. And now we're gonna hear from Meredith.
Hello, everybody. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Meredith, and I am a doctor of physical therapy. I have been a physical therapist for almost 10 years now, and I'm actually working on my second doctorate degree. So when people say they love the science, I love the science too, because that's what I'm all about. So I really love Plexus, and it has changed my life. I've been using Plexus for about 5 years. But I've seen the implications not only in my life, but in my patient's life. So I'm really excited to talk to you about all of those things today. But I'm going to start with a little bit of my story. Similar to Mandy, I was a mom that was very tired all the time. I was like momming from the couch. I would bring my son downstairs and sit him on the floor. And then I would lay down on the couch and like sort of play with him with my arm because I was too exhausted to even sit on the floor with him to play. And that was not the mom that I wanted to be. I had other health struggles as well. I had had chronic sinus infections and been on multiple rounds of antibiotics, which never did anything. I had digestive issues and so many other things that nothing was ever fixed. And I remember going to my doctors and saying, gosh, I'm tired all the time. And nobody gave me any answers. And then my OB was really unhelpful. And she was like, well, you have a baby. And I'm like, yeah, but this is not how it's supposed to be. And so I decided to seek out my own solution and I went and saw a naturopath. And that's where I was first introduced to gut health. And I got a whole bunch of supplements from my naturopath, which cost me an arm and a leg, but I was willing to do whatever I needed to feel better. And I did. I felt probably about 50% better after almost a year on the supplements she recommended. It was better for sure, but it wasn't all the way better. And it was really inconvenient for me to get my supplements because I had to go to her office to get them. And with my work hours and the hours that they were open, it was just super hard. And it was super pricey. So when my friend Michelle was posting about these probiotics, and I was like, hey, I take probiotics and this sounds pretty awesome. And I could get my money back if I don't like them. I'm going to try it. And kind of the rest is history from there. I'll be the first to admit I was not consistent with my products when I first started taking them because I also found out I was pregnant at the same time with my second child and, you know, mom brain and all those things. And I didn't make it a habit. And so Then I realized down the, 6 months later, I'm like, gosh, I have all this stuff. Why am I not taking it? And so I started taking it. And I tell you what, my third trimester with my second was incredible. I had so much energy. I was decorating my house for Christmas the week before my due date. I was bouncing off the walls, doing all the things, setting up a big kid room for my older son, setting up the nursery for my new daughter, all of the things. And then she was born, and I was sitting in the hospital like, can I go home? And the nurse was like, I was hoping you were going to be sleeping. And I'm like, nope, I'm ready to go. And this is like 2 hours after she was born, because I just felt so incredibly good. Fast forward, exercise got a lot easier because my sinuses were no longer clogged. I had the energy to start exercising and doing all the things I knew I needed to be doing. My digestive issues cleared up, and I was able to be the mom I really wanted to be. I decided to go back to school for my second doctorate as part of all of this process. And there's no way I would have been able to handle running a clinic as a physical therapist, treating all the patients that I treat in a week, being the mom that I wanted to be, and doing school all at the same time, if it wasn't for the health that I have gained back from taking care of myself with these products. I will agree with Mandy that having a Plexus baby is so amazing, because now I have 3 and I have a 9-month-old here at home, and it's just been so incredible. Nicole, I take the triplex every day. The triplex is like my hardcore true, like the thing I will not ever give up. I also use X Factor Plus and Active to help me with my workouts. And then I sometimes will do Ease depending on what I've got going on in my life, or if I'm super sore from, I do Taekwondo and things like that. So there's a lot of products. I've taken most of them at times or others, but I always take the triplex and my X Factor Plus. Like, I never give up on those ones. Those are the ones that have kept me going for sure. But the thing I just want to point out, and the thing that I think is most applicable, especially with my knowledge as a physical therapist, is that the root cause of everything is inflammation. I see so many patients across the spectrum of health, and everything comes down to inflammation. Patients who have multiple diagnoses of other health things, patients who just have this shoulder thing that popped up out of nowhere, patients who've had back pain for 15 years, all of these things, it all comes down to inflammation. Inflammation is the root of all of it. And it doesn't have to be your story. Yes, you can get a tissue injury and have like an acute inflammation, and that is super normal. Not something to be worried about, because that's how your body heals. But when it continues and becomes chronic, that's when things go awry, and that's when things become a problem. Tissues take about 6 to 12 weeks to really heal. And in about 6 months, you should be feeling great. But beyond that, if you're not getting better, it's because you've got underlying inflammation and underlying issues. And the only way to get after that is to work on your gut and work on your gut health. And it is so much easier and so much more possible to do these things when you've got supplements that just help boost you in that direction. Diet is super important with all of it, don't get me wrong, but the supplements are just life-changing and life-giving, and really help you to meet those goals a lot faster. So could probably ramble and talk for a really long time. I know Michelle's jumping in the chat about things that that it really interfere with everything too. But I just want to say that thanks for having me, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody about any questions they have, what I really do, how I really help people, how the products can really help you in your health journey. But for now, that's all I have.
Awesome. I loved hearing your story. It reminds me a lot of my own. My story is very similar to Michelle's. So
Okay.
I appeared very healthy on the outside, but
Yes.
I was not healthy on the inside. Long story short.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's the other thing I wanted to say real quick is Mandy mentioned the diabetes medications. And from what I have seen with my patients that are on these, yes, they're losing weight, but they embody the term skinny fat. And I don't know if you've heard that term, but they're thin on the outside, but they have nothing healthy happening on the inside. And they have all of these chronic issues still, because it's not the weight is necessarily the problem. It's the inflammation, and the inflammation doesn't go away just because you get skinnier. So.
Yes, I know all about skinny fat. So I did have a quick question. If you have a patient who's dealing with inflammation somewhere, do you recommend they start with triplex and ease, or just triplex first, heal the gut first, see what happens there, and then add ease if needed?
No, I definitely recommend them both to my patients, because ease is like that gut punch that can really like ramp things up really fast. And so I like to say, the triplex is so great, but it is going to take time to heal. And not everybody wants to take the time to heal. And when they have that inflammation, sometimes that thing that's going to jumpstart them a little bit better and give them that boost is perfect. And so ease is always a combination I add.
Okay, thank you. So good to know.
Absolutely.
So, all right, so I'm just going to explain triplex here for people on the call that might not know what it is and how it works. So I'm going to start with my very favorite product of all time, and it's the product I started with, Probio 5. I always say, if I ever go on the show naked and afraid and I could take one thing with me, it's Probio 5. So I will be naked on the show with my bottle of Probio 5. I am never going to stop taking this for the rest of my life. So the reason I'll just sum it up. I tried so many probiotics before this that did nothing for my issues. I had very bad stomach issues. And so therefore I kind of wrote off probiotics altogether. They don't work for me. They don't work for me. So when my friend was trying to get me started on Plexus, I kept saying, it's not going to work. Probiotics don't work for me. And she kept saying, this one's different, Amy. It's different. Okay, so it's different. It worked for me. How is it different? First of all, it's in a capsule, a special coating, brand new bottle. How exciting. I forgot this one wasn't opened yet. So the capsules are about that big. They're not very big, but it's in a special capsule that the coating, it doesn't even open up till it reaches the pH of your gut. That's when it opens up and all the goodness comes out in your gut. So I was taking like fancy probiotics that were in the refrigerator, thinking that was smart. Well, my body's 98.6. The refrigerator is what's the refrigerator? 50 degrees? I don't know, but it's cold. And when I would drink those probiotics, as soon as it would hit my 98.6 degree body, they would die. A lot of them wouldn't even make it to my stomach. So this is nice. This does not even open up till it's in your gut. And then when it opens up, it has really special stuff in there. I guess I need to jump ahead here to the big issue in our gut that causes inflammation. All kinds of stuff, the inability to lose weight or make your body hold on to weight, migraines, irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune issues. It's yeast on the walls of our gut. God gives us a little bit when we're born, which is, he needs to do that because yeast decomposes our body after we die. That's just what happens. But we only need a tiny bit of it, but what we eat and drink feeds the yeast. So sugar feeds yeast, alcohol feeds yeast. Antibiotics kill all the good stuff in the gut, so yeast can really grow. Anyways, I mean, if you've ever had a drink of alcohol, you've fed the yeast. If you've had a piece of bread, you're feeding your yeast. Like, we feed yeast every day, all of us. So the yeast can get out of control in our guts, and that's why everybody has all these issues these days. Well, we got to kill the yeast. If you want a probiotic to work, you got to kill the yeast. When this opens up in your gut, it has digestive enzymes in it and an antifungal in it. So the digestive enzymes break through the cell wall of the yeast. The antifungal kills the yeast. That's the big difference between this and other probiotics. It kills the yeast. Other probiotics, and it says it on them, overwhelms the yeast. Other probiotics just put a whole lot of bacteria in there, and then the bacteria say to the yeast, oh, get out of here, get out of here. But I mean, that yeast is not going to budge, and it's like stuck on the wall of your gut. Look it up, Google it. Candida yeast in a human gut. Do it now, do it later. It's disgusting. You're not going to want to look at it for long, but it's stuck on there. Well, this kills it. Slowly but surely, it chips away at that yeast, pulls it off the walls of your gut. That's when you have a little bit of candida yeast die off, which is a very good thing. But you might feel a little weird when that's happening, but we always celebrate that when that happens. Anyways, so it pulls the yeast, it kills the yeast, pulls it off the wall of the gut, and it repopulates with tons of good bacteria, all the good bacteria we need in there. Then this guy comes in here, it's a BioCleanse. This is another part of the triplex. Vitamin C and magnesium. All it does is pull a little water into your gut. And it comes in nice and gently, and then all that yucky stuff just washes away. It's like flushing a toilet, basically. I always say if you went to the bathroom and didn't flush, it would just stay there, right? And then you would go again, it would just stay there. And then you flush and the water comes from the back of the toilet and washes it down the toilet. That's what this does. It washes it out. It pulls the water in and washes it out very gently. You're not going to run to the bathroom with this. It is not the kind of cleanse that makes you run to the bathroom. So these two things work together like peanut butter and jelly. I love these two things. They heal the gut and keep. Then we have this guy here, Slim. I'll take one of them out. So this Slim, we have two Slims. Well, they both balance blood sugar, which is amazing. Balanced blood sugar does all kinds of things. One thing it does that everyone loves is it curbs our cravings for sweets. You just don't want sweets anymore. I remember the day I had my first Slim. Right after I had my first Slim, I was drinking a Starbucks like an hour later. I couldn't even finish it. This does not taste good anymore. Then later in the day, I was having a Coke. See, I was unhealthy. It tasted too sweet. It makes you just not want sweets anymore, which is so cool. It was so strange for me because I had a major sweet tooth. Not everyone, like Nicole said right here, she didn't notice. Not everyone notices it immediately. It takes time to balance the blood sugar, but give it some time and you're not going to be craving those sweets. So balanced blood sugar does a few other really amazing things. Like for me, it helped me sleep at night. I never slept at night. Also, the gut health goes into that too, but I had major sleep issues and now I don't. But balanced blood sugar helps a lot with sleeping at night. Also, I do not get period cramps anymore. And that was a huge thrill for me because I had very bad cramps. But when you get and that was a surprise. I didn't know Slim did that. So balances your blood sugar, which balances your insulin. Therefore, all of your hormones fall in line because they all listen to insulin. There go the cramps. You just don't have them anymore. Like I have helped several women avoid hysterectomies with Slim. When I hear someone's getting one, I'm like, no, just give me 90 days on Slim, please. So it balances your blood sugar. Totally awesome. You just drink one a day. One of our forms has prebiotics in it. This one has prebiotics. It's called microbiome activating. The prebiotics feed the naturally occurring probiotics in your gut. So this helps with overall gut health. This is the one I take. Then we also have a hunger control version that it has some extra fiber in it, goes into your stomach, attracts water molecules, makes you feel fuller longer and less likely to overeat. So the hunger control version is really, really good for someone who wants to lose weight and keep it off. They're both delicious. They both come in two different flavors. When someone doesn't like Slim, I'm very confused because they all taste amazing to me. So I think they're all delicious. But that's the triplex. And these are the three that have changed so many lives over the past. I think triplex came out about 10 years ago, maybe, no, longer than that, way longer than that. Lots of lives have been transformed over the past several years with these three because they get the gut truly healthy and keep it healthy and balance the blood sugar. So if you don't know where to start with triplex. So let me know if anyone has any questions about that. I'm reading the chat here. I don't think I see any questions. So I did want to mention, if you're on this call tonight and you have not yet ordered Plexus, we have a special deal. We have $20 off coupons that start now at $8.25. We can make you a coupon, $20 off, and you have till tonight at midnight to use that coupon and order a welcome pack. And welcome packs are on sale already with the 10% off code, and they come with a free bag of our collagen, which I didn't get into tonight, but our collagen is amazing, guaranteed results in 15 days. So if you'd like a coupon, just connect with the person that invited you to the Zoom tonight, and they will get you that $20 off coupon to use tonight. And they can help you order the products that are best for you. So make sure you have a conversation with them, and they will get you on the best products for your health goals. So Ease, I see someone has a question. Ease is our all-natural anti-inflammatory. And it's made with, what is it, green-lipped mussels and not white kidney bean extract. I forget the other ingredient in Ease that helps. Oh, turmeric.
Bromelain and serapeptase too.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Michelle.
I got you. There's 4.
Yeah, there's 4, and they all help with inflammation. Well, I won't get into my Ease story, but guys, I had a very, very bad neck injury that lasted over 8 years. And I tried everything under the sun for my neck injury, everything. We're talking shots in the neck, even. Nothing helped me until I finally tried Ease, and I have no idea why I waited so long to try Ease. Huge fan of Ease. My teenagers take it now every day because they're both athletes, and they were sore. Now they're not sore anymore. Like, my goodness, I wish I had this when I was running in high school and college. So it helps with inflammation. So for sinuses, I see another question about sinuses and sinus headaches. You want triplex. I've helped several people get rid of sinus headaches, people that get sinus infections all the time, like anytime they get a cold, they get a sinus infection. Actually, that used to be me. I don't remember my last sinus infection. It like always turned into a sinus infection. And now I don't, but it's triplex that you would want for that. So yes, any other questions? Oh, Michelle, your hand's up. Did you mean to do that?
I didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Hi. She's just waving.
Okay, so I guess if we don't have any other questions, we'll end the call. We're going to have a recording if you guys want to share it with your friends. And again, let us know if you want a coupon.
And Sarah just mentioned in the chat, I think she accidentally messaged me directly, but she meant to say it to everybody, X Factor multivitamin. She also recommended for sinuses, I believe. So,
yeah. Okay.
This was awesome. Thank you guys
for sharing. I would recommend Ease for sinus stuff too. The enzymes in it are really good, actually. Bromelain, especially for reducing like sinus drip, and like if you have a cold, Ease. If you have allergies, Ease.
Nice. Yeah, see, well, I take that too and haven't had a sinus infection for a while. I'm always thinking I know triplex helps with it, but yeah, the Ease is obviously helping me too. So that's one I take every day also. All right. Well, thank you for being on, guys. I guess we will end the call and just get with the person that invited you here tonight if you'd like a coupon. All right. Bye.